Hey there, Heather. Ho there. It's Jeff Kind of Diamond. Welcome you to the Stone Cold Hockey Tournament. We're going to do the 2023-24 tourney. Because guess what? You see the teams? Like, this is just an example. The New York Islanders. Stone Cold Hockey released the 2023-24 set. Like, every team, Seattle, St. Louis, yes, you can't. Tampa, Toronto, Vancouver, Vegas, Washington. Get all those. The 23-24 team, there are some teams that won't have all their players. My favorite team in the whole world, the Toronto Maple Leafs. All the people who played for the Leafs and all that, and the goalies, and the chance to have them. So I drew 32 teams and put them in the playoffs. Randomization. And fucking randomization screwed me around because for some strange reason it paired up Toronto and Boston and the Rangers in Florida, my two favorite teams. Also, Seattle will play Philly, Dallas will face Ottawa, Nashville will play Winnipeg, Vancouver, Washington, Montreal, Anaheim, Buffalo, Arizona, Detroit, Jersey, Colorado, Edmonton, St. Louis, San Jose, Minnesota, Calgary, Chicago, Carolina, Vegas, Islanders, Tampa, LA, Pittsburgh, Columbus. Now remember, this is all random and all that. It was just all random draw for the 32 teams. Now, just to let you know that the numbers, everything was drawn randomly, and that this is the 23-24 team. And yes, Johnny Gaudreau will be in this game because of the fact that, it's 23-24. Of course, it's not the 24-25 stuff because they do it at the end of the year. But anyway, we'll start off. Game 1, Seattle Philly. We're going to practically autoplay every series. Philly wins 2-1 in Seattle in overtime. Urson beats D'accord. That means okay in French. Philly goes by Nick Cates and overtime by Travis Konecny. Seattle go by Tolfanen. Now, of course, there might be an instance I'm going to butcher someone's name, so I apologize in advance, of course. I had to apologize in advance. Anyway, Dallas versus Ottawa. Sees Dallas win 3-1 as Ottinger beats Korpisalo. Yeah, people forgot he played for the Sens. Sens got a goal by Ryan Gregg, but 2 goals by Rupi Hint and 1 by Craig Smith for the Stars. Boston shuts out Toronto in Toronto 5-0. Ullmark beats Martin Jones. Me, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones. Boston goes by Pastrnak, Marchand, DeBrusk, Poitras, and Coyle. Boston didn't miss a beat without Patrice Bergeron or Tyler Bertuzzi. Rangers Florida, game 1 in New York saw Florida win 4-3 as Stolarz beats Quick, battle of the backups. Florida goes by Stenlund, Lundell, Sam Reinhart, and Carter Verhaeghe. Ranger goes by Will Cooley Whip, Vincent Trocheck that out, and Chris Easy Kreider. Nashville, Winnipeg. Game 1 saw Nashville winning by shutout. Sarles shuts out Hellebuyck. Nashville goes by Philip Forsberg, 2 of them, Gustav Nyquist. Vancouver, Washington. Vancouver wins in overtime. Washington goes by Oshie, Dowd, Ove Kubel, and Ovi. Vancouver goes by Hoglander, Laverty, Hughes, Quinn Hughes, JT Miller, and overtime by Philip Di Giuseppe. Montreal, Anaheim, Montreal, Gagne, Alna Paragashyan. Caden Primo beats Dostal. Anaheim goes by Mason McTavish, Brian Johnston, and Troy Terry. Montreal goes by Tanner Pearson, New Hamburg. Christian Dvorak and Joe Armia. Overtime goal by Caden Gola. And Buffalo, Arizona game 1 saw Buffalo win 4-1 as Devin Levi beat Formica. Arizona goal by Kerfoot. The last time you'll see an Arizona team in a game for a while. Buffalo goes by Tush, Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin, and Zach Benson, I guess. Who else that said before? Detroit, New Jersey, game 1 saw Devil Dogs win 6-4. Vanishek beats Alex Leon. Devils goals by Meyer, Timo Meyer again, then Luke Hughes, Nico Hischler again, and Dougie Hamilton. Detroit goes by DeBrincat, Sprong, the Pride of Holland, and Chariot. Colorado Edmonton game one sees Colorado win on prolongation. Annunen beats Stuart Skinner. Edmonton goes by Hyman and Ekholm. Colorado goes by Nikushin, Jack Johnson, and then in overtime by Cole Makar. Needler called Cole Makar. St. Louis, San Jose. St. Louis won game 1 3-1 as Binnington beat Cahokin. San Jose goes by Frun. St. Louis goes by Neighbors, Brady Chen, and Butch Navis. Minnesota beat Calgary in game 1 5-4. Gustafson beat Markstrom. Calgary goes by Greer, AJ Greer, Sharganovich, Sari, and Michael Backlund. Minnesota goes by Marcus Johansson, Rossi, Patty Maroon, and Ryan Hartman. Chicago, Carolina game 1. Carolina won 3-1 as Kochakov beat Mrazek. Carolina goes by Aho, Kahoahuka, and Tervanayan Johnson for Chicago. Islanders beat Vegas in game 1 4-2 as Sorokin beats Thompson. Islander goes by Horvat, Pajot, Holstrom, and Palmieri. Vegas goes by William Carlson and Marchessault. Tampa, LA. Tampa wins 6-3. Vasilevsky beats Copley. Phoenix Copley, that is. LA goes by Moore, Drew Doughty, still around, and Trevor Lewis. Whereas Tampa goes by Connor Sheary, Azamont, Brandon Hagel, Nick Paul, Braden Point, and Hagel. The second and finally game. Then Pittsburgh beats Columbus 2-1 as Yari beats Miskelins. Columbus go by Nylander. No, Goodrow did not get a point. Sidney Crosby still around and Brian Rust with the goals for Pittsburgh. Game 2s. First up, Dallas beats Ottawa 3-1 as Wedgwood beats Sogard. Dallas goes by Duchesne, Wyatt Johnson, and Dadonov. Ottawa's only go by Hamonic. Boston beats Toronto in overtime 5-4, so they're up 2-0. Olmark beats Jones again. Toronto was up 4-1. Marner, Matthews, Robertson, and Matthews scoring. Typical Leafs. They can't hold it. DeBrusk, Pasternak, Coyle, and James Van Riemsdyk, the former Leaf, scoring. And in overtime, it was Dalton Heinen, of all people. Heineken. Florida beat the Rangers 3-2 in Game 2 as Bobrovsky beat Shesty. Florida was up 3-0 goals by Ekman Larson, Rodriguez, and Sam Reinhart. Rangers goals by Trocheck and Mika Zibanejad. Mika, little scoops. Game 2, Nashville, Winnipeg. Winnipeg makes it a 1-1 series, 4-1. Laurent Brosson beats Saddles. Winnipeg goes by Gabriel Filardi. I would like to say the Kitchener Rangers, but I think he was a Kitchener Ranger, was he? Kitchener! Yeah, Filardi. Adam Lowry, Cole Prevetti, and Aaron Iafallo. Nashville goes by Ryan O'Reilly. The O'Reilly factor. Vancouver, Washington, game 2 sees Vancouver crush at 6-1, take nothing seriously. Demko beats Lindgren. Malistian scored for Washington, but Vancouver scored the next 6. JT Miller, Quinn Hughes, Pius Sutter, I guess. Brock Besser, Elias Pettersson, and Christian Soucy. Montreal beats Anaheim to be up 2-0 as Jake Allen beats Dostal. Anaheim goes by Silverberg, Fatrano, and Fatrano again. Montreal goes by Cole Caulfield, Gallagher, Koule, Slafsky, Anderson, and Gallagher. Also Anderson. Arizona beat Buffalo to tie their series up. Ingram beats Levi. Buffalo go by Tush, but then goes by Logan Krause, Kralin Carthoni, and Sean Dursey for the Coyotes. Detroit beat New Jersey 5-2 in Game 2 as Alex Lyon beats Akira Schmid. New Jersey goes by Meyer and Dawson Mercer. Detroit goes by Fisher, Wallman, Villano, Comfort, and Robbie Fabry. Colorado wins 3-2. They're up 2-0 as Ananen beats Pickard. Edmonton goes by Nugent Hopkins and Connor McDavid. Nikushin with 2 goals, Colton with 1. So Nikushin, 2 goals. San Jose beats St. Louis 4-2, so that series is 1-1. Mackenzie Blackwood beat Binnington. San Jose goes by Mike Hoffman, Sadina, Sutherland, and Kunin. But St. Louis goes by Neighbors and Torrey Krug. Minnesota beats Calgary 2-1, so they're up 2-0. Gustafson beat Markstrom. Calgary go by Hooby Dooby Doo. Hartman and Kaprizov for Minnesota. Carolina beats Chicago in overtime. They're up 2-0 as Kochakov beats Mrazek. Carolina goes by Brady Shea, Sebastian Ho, and overtime by Stefan Nilsson. Chicago goes by Seth Jones and Nick Foligno. Vegas wins game 2-0 over the Islanders as Thompson beats Sorokin. Chandler Stevenson and Mike Amadio scoring. LA beats Tampa 3-1 to tie that series up. Cam Talbot beats Vasilevsky. Tampa goal by Stamkos. LA goes by Fiola, Adrian Campe, and Matt Fua. And Columbus beats Pittsburgh 3-2. Tie that series up. Tarasov beats Najelikov. Columbus goes by Goudreau, Sillinger, and Boone Jenner. Of course, Johnny Goudreau will score. Lars Eller and Brian Rust for Pittsburgh. And Philly beats Seattle 4-1. They're up 2-0. Urson beats Grubauer. Seattle only go by Tanev, Wadden, Tippett, Valpedio, and Couturier for Philly. Boston now is up 3-0 on the Leafs, winning another overtime game. Joseph Woll couldn't beat Swayman. Toronto goes by Austin Matthews and Matthew Nyes. But Boston goes by Trent Frederick, David Pastrnak, and then Hampus Lindholm in overtime from Coyle. Rangers beat the Panthers 2-1, so they've got to win. Sorokin beats Stodders. Rangers goes by Alex when will I see you, Berg. Will Cooley getting the goal for the Rangers, and then Tarasenko for Florida. Nashville beat Winnipeg 4-1. They're now 2-1 as Saros beats Hellebuck. Winnipeg goal by Pionk. Nashville goes by Sisons, Treenen, Yossi, and Zucker, all with their first of the playoffs. Washington won in overtime, so Vancouver can't be up 3-0. Demko loses to Lindgren. Vancouver goes by Tyler Myers and Conlon, but Washington goes by John Carlson, Protas, and then overtime by Ovi. Montreal beats Anaheim 2-1 in Game 3, so no, they're up 3-0. Jake Allen beats Dostal. Nick Suzuki with both goals for Montreal. Lundstrom for Anaheim. Buffalo beats Arizona on the Progashyan, so they're up 2-1. Luke Kunin beats Ingram. Arizona goes by Bukestad, Carsoni, Brown, and Guffer. Buffalo goes by Skinner, Kitchener, Greenway, Skinner again, Kitchener, Cousins, and then Alex Tuck is third of the postseason. New Jersey beat Detroit 6-3. They are up 2-1. Nigel Dawes beats Reimer. Detroit goes by Gostisbehere, Lucas Raymond, and Dylan Larkin. Devils goes by Michael McLeod, Alex Holtz, Dawson Mercer, Curtis Lasar, Willman, and Luke Hughes. Edmonton wins in overtime over Colorado, so now they've cut Colorado's lead. Skinner beats Georgiev. Edmonton goes by Gagne, Bouchard, Nugent Hopkins, and in overtime by Warren Fogle. Colorado goes by Jonathan Drouin, Josh Manson, and then Josh Manson again. St. Louis beats San Jose 4-1 in Game 3. Hoffer beats Blackwood. San Jose goes by Josh Bailey, but St. Louis goes by Kyrou, Buchnevich, Leddy, and then Buchnevich again. Calgary beats Minnesota 4-3 to cut into that lead. Markstrom beats Marc-Andre Fleury. Calgary goes by Coleman, Shagarovich, Keelanton, and Sari. Minnesota goes by Marcus Johansson, Suk, and Kasparov. Chicago beats Carolina in Game 3, 2-1. Mrazek beats Ranta. Chicago, Connor Bedard. He finally pops up out of freaking nowhere. Those 2 goals. And Noisen for Carolina. Vegas in overtime over the Cupcakes, 6-5. Thompson beats Sorokin. Islanders goes by Palmieri, Romanov, Palmieri, Pajot, and Andres Lee. Yeah, the others were down 5-3 and scored 2 goals with the 6th attacker. Vegas goes by Eichel, McNabb, Marchessault with the hat-trick, but William Karlsson had to win in overtime. The Kings win 4-2, take a 2-1 lead in their series. Talbot beats Vasilevsky. Tampa goes by Stamkos and Stamkos. LA goes by Kiliev, Byfield, and Anderson. That was Kyriev, the man from Siberia. Pittsburgh beats Columbus 5-1. They're up 2-1 in their series. Shari beats Martin. Kuraly scored for Columbus. Malkin with 2 goals, Crosby with 2 goals, Akari 1. So Malkin and Crosby finally realizing who the frig they were. Philly beats Seattle. They're now up 3-0, as I have to take a call. After that unheard of interruption, Dallas did beat Ottawa 6-3, as Wedgwood beat Korpisalo. Ottawa goals by Matthew Joseph, Claude Giroux, and then Joseph again. Dallas goals by Daliandria, Hintz, Mason Marchment, Pavelski, and Sagan. Alright, so we have some 3-0 series leads and some 2-1s. Do we only have 3? 4. We have 4 potential sweeps. Only 4. Philly, do they sweep Seattle? Yes, they do. 5-4 in overtime. Harrison beats Grubauer. Seattle goes by Tatar, Kurdy, Beignets, and Burakovsky. But Philly goes by York, Tippett, Lawton, Poling, and then Brink. Put Seattle on the brink, and they did. So Seattle got swept by Philly. Dallas does not beat Ottawa, so the series continues. Korpisalo beats Wedgwood. Dallas goes by Wyatt Johnston and Thomas Harley. Ottawa goes by Brady Tkachuk, Shane Pinto, Drake Rafferson, and then Drake Rafferson. Boston against Toronto. Did they sweep? Yes, they do. The Leafs lose 5-4. Swayman beats Wool. Toronto goes by Yam Croc, Max Domi, Tavares, and Tavares. Boston goes by JVR, Marchand, Beecher, Geeky, and Heinen. The Leafs lost 3 games by 1 goal, but it's the losses that matter, and Toronto got swept. Of course they would. It's Toronto. What do you expect? Montreal sweeps Anaheim 2-1 as Caden Primo beats John Gibson, Kitchener. Toronto scored for Anaheim, but Caulfield and Gallagher scored for Montreal. Yeah, Montreal gets a lucky hop with Anaheim, and we get swept. Buffalo loses to Arizona 8-3, so that goes to a game 6 at the least. For Drumka beats Levi. Buffalo goes by Quinn, Petrarca, and Owen Power. Arizona goes by Jack Doan, as in Shane Jones' son. Kerfoot, Koyochunak, Kerfoot, Krause, Keller, Krause, and then McKelly. Devils beat Detroit. They're now 1 win away. 2-1. Schmid beats Reimer. Detroit go by DeBrincat, but Holtz and Dougie Hamilton for the Devils. Edmonton beats Colorado 5-2, so they've now knotted up that series. Picard beats Georgiev. There's Georgie girl. Colorado goes by O'Connor and Nikishin. Edmonton goes by Draisaitl, Bouchard, McDavid, Hyman. So yeah, Connor McDavid with a pair of goals. So yeah, he does that. St. Louis 6-2. They crushed San Jose. Hoffa beats Chona. San Jose goes by McDonald and Sutherland. Letty, Kyrou, Parayko, Buchnevich, Parayko. So Colton Parayko had a hat trick in the 3rd. Minnesota. Oh, sorry, I skipped ahead. Carolina beats Chicago 5-1. Martin beats Mrazek. It was 1-1 through 2 periods. Aho and Foligno. But Carolina goes by Turpinine and Foss, Martinick, and Kokiami. Minnesota beats Calgary 4-2 to take a 3-1 lead. Marc-Andre Fleury on Markstrom. Minnesota goes by Boldy, Erickson, Eck, Kaprizov, and Rossi. Calgary goes by Mackenzie Weegar, and Blake Coleman. Vegas loses in overtime to the Islanders, so that series is 2-2. Sorokin beats Hill. Vegas goes by Hurdo and Barbashev. Brock Nelson, Matt Martin, and Morgan Riley for the Islanders. No, that can't be right. Morgan Riley wasn't. That can't be right. Mike Riley. I'm like, it had to be. I'm like, Morgan Riley played for the Leafs. The Kings? They crushed Tampa 8-2. They're up 3-1 in that series. Rittich beats Vasilevsky. LA goes by Grenstrom, Thomas, Arvidsson, Keel Thomas, Byfield, Viola, and Grenstrom in the first period. Dubois and Moore scored for the Kings. Tampa goes by Stamkos and Barre Boulet. Pittsburgh beat Columbus 4-1. They're now up 3-1 as Jelinek beats Merskens. Crosby, Rust, Malkin, and Malkin scoring for Pittsburgh. Marchenko for Columbus. Florida loses game 4 on the road. The Rangers now are 2-2. Shasky beats Borowski. Rangers goals by Kreider, Krochak, and Adam Fox. Ding, 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 ding. What does the Fox say? Florida goes by Reinhardt and Matthew Tkachuk. Nashville wins 4-2. They're up 3-1. Lankinen beats Hellebuck. Nashville goes by Nyquist. Sherwood, Ronnie Novak. Winnipeg goes by Appleton and Kyle Connor. And the last game, Washington wins 4-2. They've now knotted up with Vancouver 2-2. Kemper beats Demko. Washington goes by McMichael, Ovi, and Obekubo. Vancouver goes by JT Miller and Hoglander. So let's see the 3-1s. Dallas up 3-1. Do they end their series? Yes, they do. 2-1. Ottawa's out. Ottawa beats Corpusalo. Brady Tkachuk scored for Ottawa, but Dallas goes by Pavelski and Sagan. Well, I'm kind of happy, of course. Nashville, do they win in 5? No, they don't. Winnipeg wins in overtime. We keep going. Brassard beats Charles. Nashville goes by Phil Forsberg, Cody Glass, and McCarron. Winnipeg goes by Nino Niederreiter, Gabe Filardi, Kitchener, Josh Morrissey, Nino, and then Nate Schmidt in overtime. Love you. Devil Dogs? No! The Red Wings win. Reimer beats Vanecek. Devils goals by Mercer, McLeod, and Meyer. Kane, Gostisbehere, Sprong, and Lucas Raymond in overtime. St. Louis, do they win in 5? No, they don't. The Sharks force a game 6. Blackwood beats Binghamton. San Jose goes by Sutherland, Kunin, Sadina, and Granlund. St. Louis goes by Walker and Saad. So sad. Minnesota, do they win in 5? Yes, they do. They take down Calgary. Gets to beat Fuldar. Calgary go by Sherganovich, but Minnesota goes by Hartman, Freddie Goodrow, and then Hartman his 3rd of the night. Hat-trick. Hat-trick. Carolina, do they win in 5? Yes, they do. They take down the Hawks. Kochetkov beats Soderblom. Chicago go by Johnson, Nekas, and Kuznetsov for Carolina. LA 3-1. 4-1. They win 4-1 and win the series 4-1. Talbot beats Johansson. Kucherov, they only go for Tampa, but LA goes by Nano, Moore, Kempe, and then Kempe. So Tampa is done for. Pittsburgh, do they win their series? Yes, they do. 6-1 over Columbus. Swansky for Marshall and Goudreau. Goudreau, I think, only had 2 points that whole series. Pittsburgh goes by O'Connor, Carter, Erik Karlsson, Ludwig, and then Jeff Carter again. Jeff Carter's been around for a long time, since 2003, I think. Yeah, longer than anything. Yeah, I think Columbus. Goudreau only had 2 points. Goudreau had 2 points, but nobody else had more than 2 points. So, yeah. Rangers, Florida. Rangers win on home ice 2-1. Quickie beats Bobrovsky. Rangers goes by Ryan Lindgren and Alex Lafreniere. Sam Bennett for Florida. Washington, Vancouver. It is Vancouver on home ice winning 6-0. Demko beat Kemper. Vancouver goes by Pia Sutter, Garland, JT Miller, Les Pettersson, and Mikhailov. Buffalo, Arizona. It is now Buffalo with a 3-2 series lead. 3-2. Luukkonen beats Malka. Arizona goes by Kerfoot and Dermott. 4 reliefs. Buffalo goes by Puzzle, and Olofsson. Colorado, Edmonton. Colorado wins on home ice 6-5. Prosasov beats Jack Campbell. Edmonton was up 4-1. Henrique, Nurse, Holloway, Fogle scored Colorado Olofsson, but then Colorado scored to make it 4-2 Nikushin, and then they scored 4 straight. Rantanen, Nikushin, Colton, and Nate McKinnon finally scoring a goal. Draisaitl has 2nd for Edmonton. And Vegas Islanders. Vegas wins 7-4. They're now up 3-2. Hale beats Sorokin. Islander goes by Brock Nelson. Matt Martin, Brock Nelson, and Kyle Palmieri. Vegas goes by William Karlsson, Nick Waugh, Dororoviev, Jean Marchand, Brandon McNabb, and Jack Eichel. Rangers, do they take down the Panthers? Yes, they do. 3-0. They get revenge. Shesky with a shutout. Panarin, Sebedjad, and Goodrow. Mr. Goodbar. And Panarin bread. So the Rangers take care of the Panthers. Winnipeg beats Nashville on home ice to force Game 7. Hellebuyck beats Sarles. Winnipeg up 2-0. Connor and Filardi. Kitchener. Nashville goes by Cody Glass and Roman Josi. Kyle Connor scoring for the the Jets to force a Game 7. In that series, Nashville was up 3-1. Now Winnipeg is forced to game 7. Washington wins 2-0. Shut out their own. Lindgren does it to Smith. Oshie and Ovechkin. Ovechkin's on fire. The home team has won every game, so Vancouver should be able to win game 7 by my guess. Colorado and Edmonton, they go to game 7. Edmonton does it. Skinner beats Georgiev. Edmonton up for nothing. McDavid, Draisaitl, Gagne. Finally, they pulled it off. Colorado did score 2 goals. Middlestat and Mountain. Edmonton go by Hyman. Then Miles Wood and Middlestat made it 5-4. Evander Kane made it 6-4. Makar for Colorado made it 6-5. And Bouchard made it 7-5 for the Oil Drops. Yep, and like that's like Vancouver, Washington, the home team has won every game. St. Louis beats San Jose 3-1 to move on. Bennington beats Blackwood. San Jose goes by Kunin, Parayko, Saad, and Letty for the Blues. Vegas, they win the series 4-2. In overtime, Patera beats Sorokin. Honor goes by Pajot, Barcel, and Nelson. By Vegas goes by Chandler Stevenson, Amadio Duriev, and then Noah Hannafin in overtime. And I think that's it, right? There's an autoplay. Oh, Buffalo, Arizona. Arizona has forced a game 7, 5-4. Over Buffalo, Ingram beats Levi. Buffalo goes by Jeff Skinner, Kitchener, Cousins, Tish Thompson, Lane. Arizona goes by McElhinney, Logan Cooley, Jack Doan, Clayton Keller, and Alex Kerfoot. And the Devils. I forgot about that series. Well, that's going to a game 7. Buffalo and Arizona don't. New Jersey was up 3-1. Now it's a game 7. Lion beats Vanacek. Detroit goes 5 straight. DeBrincat, Larkin, Raymond, Comfort, and Sprung. Devils goes by Luke Hughes, Hischier, and Andre Palat. Remember him? All right, so Nashville, Winnipeg. Does Winnipeg win? The answer is yes, they do. 2-1. Nashville blows a 3-1 series lead. Tire is blown. Hellebuck beats Lankinen. Scheifele and Toffoli scoring for Winnipeg, McCarron for Nashville. Boy, Nashville choked a 3-1 series lead, losing twice on home turf. Vancouver, Washington. Does Vancouver give us a win? Yes, they do. 3-1. Demko beats Kemper. Wilson for Washington, but Vancouver goes by Buzzer, Patterson, and Pius Sutter. Take that, Ovechkin. Buffalo, Arizona. Do we have Buffalo somehow winning game 7? The answer is yes, they do. Shut out by Luukkonen. Darlene Grigorians. I didn't know he was still playing. Benson and Skinner. Kitchener. So Jeff Skinner does his job and the Sabres move on. New Jersey, Detroit. Do the Red Wings come back from 3-1 down just like the Jets? The answer is no. The Devils win game 7 on the road. Dawes beats Husso. Detroit goes by Perron and Lucas Raymond, but Devils have 5. Mercer, Bratt, Lazar, Jack Hughes, final scoring goal, and Siegenthaler. Colorado, Edmonton. Does Edmonton give Canadian pride? The answer is yes, we do. 5-2. Skinner beats Annunen. Colorado goes by Druiden and McKinnon. Edmonton goes by Nugent Hopkins, Connor McLeod, Bouchard, and Corey Perry. Boo, that guy. Fuck that guy. And I believe that's it, right? That is it. All right, so we're down to 16 teams. It is Edmonton versus Minnesota. Boston versus New Jersey. Yeah, the Leafs would have played the Devils. Rangers, Vancouver. Oh boy, it's 94-5 all over again. Carolina, Los Angeles. Buffalo, Dallas. Pittsburgh, Montreal. Oh boy, you got Crosby versus the toilet seats. Vegas, Philly, and St. Louis, Winnipeg. So it should be a very tight final 16 for all. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do